and one of the biggest steps we've ever made. I think to jump this far so quickly has been absolutely huge. Great credit to the players. They've been brilliant from the start. We lost the first 2 games of the season. It maybe was questionable a little bit, but you have to say they've been so good, so good.
And came under a little bit of pressure after the results against Everton and Brighton, but to win 3-1 and 3-0 is some way to do it as well.
It is, and we mentioned it a little bit the other day, but in the main we've been pretty free scoring, really. There's been a couple of games recently which does happen, there'll always be games where you can't score, and I just think that the players have done remarkable. We've grown as a team, we've got better. I actually think that we're in a really good place at the moment, and I think the players feel it as well. I think we've now got to try and take it on again and keep up the standards that we're at.
And what do you do now to keep it up and ensure you can compete in the Europa League?
Well, first of all, if I had this exact team in this group of players next season, I would think that I've got a good chance. I'd be able, because we'll get a lot of hungry, energetic players. But I'm just hoping that I'm able to add similar, and I mean by that, similar characters, similar people who've performed at an incredible level this season. I mean, you need good players to be successful, and I think the reason why we've been successful this year is because we've brought in good players, and it's allowed other good players to flourish alongside them.
Cheers, Jack. Sammy?
Hi, David.
Hi, Sammy.
Did you feel there were any nerves out there today? Because sort of from where you pretty much controlled the game, apart from a few scary moments from start to finish. But looking at your sort of expression, you only cracked a smile after Declan Rice scored. So were there any anxieties?
I didn't think we put. Well, look, I think when you get to this stage of the season, about we said, the results are more important than the performances. We've had some very good performances, but didn't get results in them. Like, I thought we played very well at Brighton. We certainly played very well against Everton. We couldn't beat them. We couldn't get a goal. But today, I thought we were okay. We gave them a couple of chances early on, which it could have changed the way the game went completely. So for us to get the goal, it was a big moment. And actually, the third one, as you know, sort of sealed it, because we were always looking threatening, but they had a few moments as well. But overall, I thought we'd done a good job, and us winning 3-0 without maybe having to play as well or at our best, I think says a lot about us as well.
Cheers, Sammy. Jacob?
Hi, David.
Hi, Jacob.
Hi, sorry. There's been this weekend we've seen reports of Chelsea reviving their interest in Declan Rice. I mean, when you see him running through and scoring that brilliant goal at the end, and qualifying for Europe and everything, does that show you probably that there's no need for him to leave this club, and you'd easily be able to keep him this summer?
No, well, I don't think David Sullivan or David Gold or myself have got any intention of losing Declan Rice. So, but I think it's we've just qualified for Europe. I think it's a brilliant achievement, and Declan's a big part of that. So we want him to be a big part of what we do next year as well.
I'll just ask for yourself as well. I mean, you were here 3 years ago in your first spell. Probably thinking back to that Burnley game, felt a bit different today. When you're walking around the pitch at the end, pumping your fists, big smile on your face, it feels like a bit of a different club compared to what it was like back then.
It does, and I agree. I think there's signs that West Ham are beginning to pull together. I think we're getting things much better. But I've got to say, Jacob, I remember walking around the pitch after that. We just stayed up, and I think people saw it as a success then. So we didn't stay on, but it was seen as a success. But it's been the first year to sort of qualify for Europe, really, from the start to the finish. I think it's been really big, and I thank the board for giving me the opportunity. I thank them for for trusting me, and hopefully that they'll see that giving me trust in trying to make the right decisions and do the right things will help them in the future.
Thanks, Jacob. Duncan Wright.
Hi, David.
Hi, Duncan.
Congratulations, mate.
Thank you.
You said to the fans that get your passports, you want to come on the European tour. Now, is it a Europa League you're going to attack? Because we've seen some managers go with kind of second string sides or youngsters? Not you probably haven't got the squad depth, but is it a case where we're attacking this?
Look, Duncan, I would hope I would. I would hope I would try and go and win all the games, But ultimately, that's what sometimes it gets. When it's the cup competitions, you might change your players, but you have to change your players, or there's no point in having a squad. You only just have 11 players, so you have to have a group of players who you think are good enough to play. I actually think that the players who stepped in this season for us, whether it be boys who come on as substitutes, I can think of substitutes who've won me games. I can think of, then I've got a couple of injuries. I've needed players to step in. So I would hope I would go into all competitions giving it a go, but I can't answer that at the moment. I don't know what our Premier League position will be. And ultimately, the Premier League will always be the big one to try and make sure that you're a Premier League club. I think now, I hope that we get to enjoy what we felt today. Being in a big game meant something. We had something to go for, and the players sort of realise that this is where we hope to be much more often now.
And just quickly, one more. Are you going to have to European version of quiz?
No. By the way, I was having a laugh coming off the pitch with the two Czech boys. We're saying great, we've been in Europe, but they said no, we've been in it plenty of times. We know where to go. The two Czech boys, so they were having fun. But look, there'll be plenty of quizzes going on next year. Piercy will be here, and we'll be trying to make sure that we give the players plenty of entertainment when the time's right.
Cheers, David.
Cheers, Duncan.
Zia?
Hi, David. Congratulations.
Thank you.
For the first time, or for a long time, West Ham have actually finished this. You surprised what you've achieved this season?
Do you want to?
Zia, do you mind repeating it? We just lost you there a second.
Yeah. What I was saying, David, can you hear me?
Yes, got you. Yep.
Yeah. And what I was saying is, for a long time, West Ham have actually finished the season above Tottenham and Arsenal this season. Now, two London Giants, and you're on top of them at the end of the season. Does it actually surprise you what you've actually achieved this season?
I think probably maybe it's not really sunk in yet. I think I've been in just sort of the mode of I'm having to keep going and be ready for every game and try and keep going. It's been a really tough year in football, but football management as well has been a really tough year. But I think overall it's been a good year for us. I didn't see it as finishing above Tottenham or finishing above Arsenal was my challenge. I think the challenge was, could we try and make European football? I wanted to see if we could get close to the record of the best points total West Ham had. And we've done both of them. So I see it as being an achievement for West Ham. I really wasn't that interested in where the other teams finished, as long as we got those sort of goals that we were trying to get to.
Thanks, Zia. Roshane?
Hi, David.
Hi, Roshane.
I'm not sure if you saw it, but there was a nice moment when Rice and Lingard celebrated the third goal together. You still hopeful that Lingard will be back here next season?
I hope so. I didn't see the celebration. That was what I was asking. Was it a good one?
Well, my darts views are terrible, David, so I can't reenact it, unfortunately. But yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah. Well, I hope Jesse's here. We'd like to keep him. But there's no guarantees. He's not our player. He's done an exceptional job for us in loan, and we'll see where we go from there. I hope Jesse would also appreciate that. I think West Ham's been good for Jesse. I think he was in a place where maybe there's not many other clubs. What he's done here with what he's done would happened for him. I think we've given him an opportunity, a platform, a group of players which were in really good form going into January. Jesse helped us, but I think he joined a group of players who were good momentum, a club that was doing well and on the up. So, I'd like to keep Jesse.
And just a word on Fornals, scored 2 goals today. It's been one of the unsung heroes of the season. What's your thoughts on performance?
Yeah. I actually thought if you go back to the Brighton game, he probably should have scored 3 that night. He had 3 big chances. Then he got to West Brom and he had another 2 or 3 really big chances. And I'd said to him a week ago after he'd missed the chances at Brighton that I thought like, you'll get a couple of goals in one game. And I was saying it to build his confidence, but he's going to get 2 today. So I'm really pleased for him because he's a really good boy. He's been a brilliant worker. He does several different jobs for the team. So he is a big unseen sort of player for us at times, and he runs a million miles for us, which we all appreciate.
Thanks, Shane. Thanks, everyone. We'll leave it there. We'll see you next season.
Cheers, lads. See you later.
Thanks very much.
See you round.